Don't get all excited about this, okay? It's one of Tina's cigarettes. Okay, Rick, while you rewind and get ready to review that, does this stuff happen?
Yes.
The more visible we become in our legislative session, if we've got a sexy or controversial issue, be prepared. It's news. They're going to come out. The media are going to come out. Newspaper reporters, TV people, radio people, local community, they'll come out and they'll talk to you. Can you talk to them? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to call the state office and have Mark or Williams or I talk to them. We're not the only people who can speak. You have to have the regional director do it? Not necessarily. I mean, you're a member, you're a citizen. There are a lot of things you can do. What we don't want to do is kind of what just happened. And we're going to talk a little bit about how this might work if you are encountered, or if you do encounter these folks in the media. They come out and start talking to you. Easy things to pick out. Hawkins, what's one thing that was really bad about this guy?
The alcohol.
You know, if we want to be taken seriously, we've got to act serious and professional. I'm not saying you got to put on a bow tie and short pants. You know, you don't have to change who you are or what you are, but think about what you're doing. Be comfortable, relax, be yourself, but think about what you're doing and taking it seriously. You're sitting there with a beer or taking a shot or something. How does that reflect on you as a professional representing the rights of motorcycles? Not really, not very well. What else we got? T-Bone. What else was wrong with that?
You gotta know your
T-Bone thought it was pretty damn good. What are they?
You gotta know your facts. Your facts.
Lynn's gum. Let's get rid of this. A lot of times, reporters may be your friend, okay? A lot of times they're not. And most of the time, they're somewhere in between. They don't really give a shit. If they want to make the story look good, they may say, hey, you might want to comb your hair because it looks pretty bad. They may not do that, especially if you're a pretty bad-looking guy. They may be somewhat intimidated, and they don't want to tell you anything like, hey, you might want to put that beer down, or hey, you might want to spit your gum out. Some of them will suggest that, others won't. So it's up to you. Get rid of the gum. Don't do that. What was it you said?
You have to know your facts.
You damn sure have to know your facts. What is it they say on Bob and Tom, that 87% of the statistics are made up right there on the spot?
Yep.
You get it? You get it? That was like a joke, talking about made-up statistics, using a made-up statistic. Get it? Get it? Don't spout BS, because it'll come back to bite you. And the reporter's not going to know that, so they're not going to know enough to question you. Say, you know, are you sure? Where do you get that? They'll just let it go. And then when it's on there, our opponents, if we have any, the folks on the other side arguing against what we're saying, are saying, that's wrong. They're lying. Or they're stupid because they don't know what they're talking about. In turn, we kind of like to say that about the other guys. Because oftentimes, their numbers are a little wrong. So we want to make sure that we've got good information. Make sure you know your facts, know what you're talking about. What else was going on here? Yeah, scratching myself. Did I do that? It's a tip that I have. You know, the cigarette. Again, professional. Don't let it get in the way. We're not representing the tobacco industry here. If we are, it's okay to have a cigarette. But right now, put the cigarette, put the beer, put the gum away. Look professional.
Depends on how much money you throw away.
The joint behind the ear, probably a really bad idea. I saw that on an episode of Cops. Guy got stopped. Had a joint behind his ear. Bad idea. Bad idea. Know your facts, obviously. Don't scratch yourself. I know it feels good. Don't scratch yourself. Be professional. Don't change who you are. We're not trying to do that. But know what you're talking about. Know ABATE's position. Don't get your personal stuff into this. You know, we can't do that because we can't have 2 or 3 different opinions or 30,000 different opinions out there. We've got to try to focus this and make sure that we have a unified position as to what the organization is. So when we have a board meeting, we may not all 14 members of the board agree on every issue. But by the time we're done and we have a vote, we come to a consensus. That becomes the opinion of the board. So when we leave there, the fact that 1 or 2 people didn't agree with it doesn't matter anymore. The board's position is whatever it is. And we need to stay unified like that. Otherwise, if we get into a real fight, they'll use that to split us. You know, these guys can't even agree with themselves. They don't know what the hell they want. And we get discounted as being crackpots. So we've got to make sure we've got our facts straight, keep the same message, Keep unified, know the position, be professional, relax, have a little fun with it. You know, don't be so stiff, just talk to people. Again, usually the reporters, the video folks, TV folks, if they're worth a damn, they'll walk you through it a little bit, because they want a good story too, but they won't help you with facts. That's all up to you. But don't get, you are not making a prepared statement. Don't, you're not looking at the camera. More often than not, they want you to establish a dialogue with the reporter. So you look at the reporter and just talk to them, the camera will be off to the side. That's up to them, they'll walk you through that. If you have advance notice that this is going to happen, which you don't always, but when you do it's nice, call us. Call Mark, call Williams, call me, say, hey, I got these people coming. What is our position on this? What do we need to say? What facts do you have that are real that I can use? That way you've got something to really talk about. Be prepared. Sometimes it's spontaneous and you've just got to wing it. The other thing that they will always try to do, and I'm not picking on the media, but they're prone to sensationalism. Because, again, it's sexy, it's controversial, it sells newspapers, it sells TV. People want to watch stuff like that because it's more interesting than just boring, straightforward, run-of-the-mill stuff. So if they can spice things up a little bit, they'll do that. They're covering a charity event, and what's a question, because we're motorcyclists, what's a question that's always going to come up in the interview? Yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with helmets today. Try not to let them go that way. A lot of reporters hate it when they talk to me because they always want to go that way. And I won't get into a helmet debate with them. I'll refocus. Keep control of the discussion. Send them back to the fact that, well, the accentuate positive. We believe that rider education as a proactive measure is a much better way to handle this and address the issue. A safer rider is less likely to be involved in a crash. When I say anything about helmet, I refocus the attention on a positive. Let's be proactive, not reactive. And try to keep going that way. Don't let them control it. And they'll be impressed, a little pissed off, but they'll be impressed that you have the ability to control them. They're not going to manipulate you. Don't be mad about it, just be very matter of fact. It's up to you to know what you want to say. Don't let them push you into something you don't want to say. Everybody good with that? And again, anytime you know this is going to happen, if they say, hey, we want to come out and cover your event, you've sent out a press release or a media release where you expect them to come out and you want some information, call us. We'll get that stuff for you. Did you get it, Rick?
I think so.
I think we're going to watch it.
Yeah. So you can watch it.
We're just a bunch of bikers. We're out to have a good time. Stuff like that. But, we party a little bit, drop our cigarettes and stuff like that. But we have a pretty good time usually and try to help people and stuff. And what's sport mostly just get together, and that's kind of what we do, just get together and stuff.
So shouldn't you be wearing helmets and stuff?
The helmets suck. And they 97%, 98% of the people with helmets is because it's bad. The helmets is bad. 96% of the people that get hurt is because the helmets and they break their neck. Yeah, good. Turn it off. Good, yeah, thanks. Is it going on TV? Ladies and gentlemen, the improvisational player.
Did we get something? We back up? There we go. Did we get something out of that? You understand the message there? It's not a big deal, but it can have devastating circumstances if we get on there and say the wrong thing that gets used against us, or misrepresent what we're about, or spew bad facts.